welcome back to the final part of the Barbie video. Oh. Good me. You get scared so easily. Anyway guys, we're going to have just a quick look at the Flying Scotsman. Yep, I'm going to have a quick look, but actually we're not. Change our idea. We're going to have a look at that tomorrow actually. We're going to do a couple of days where we just basically 2 or 3 days running trains and see how things go. We're going to have some details with this particular video, for the last video for tonight on the train. So we're doing a review on the Class 06 Shunter by Hornby. Now, I know some people will criticise this model, and I'm going to do some pretty close-up shots just for you in a second. And this is not so much running, we're just doing it with the camera. So we're going to have a little quick close-up of this model. So, as I said, people do criticise this loco because obviously it looks like a toy, and I can sort of agree to that because it does look kind of like a toy. It's something with maybe an 8-year-old will play with, you know. It's just sitting there, just waiting there to move, and you know, you're setting your little freight train up, and the loco could either go in this direction or that direction, going away from you, or you swing it around or just going in that direction. So, you know, it is a budget train, and I was as I've seen from Sam's trains recently with one of his shunters got from Gauge Master, I think. Yeah, like, actually it's Howdrum. Howdrum doesn't stick in my head for some reason, but yeah, Sam's trains actually looked at a shunter from Howdrum, and his reviews weren't great because of the detail, and I did see why, because the detail in it was basic. The high quality wasn't exactly what it should have been, for you're basically paying up, I think we said something about £150 or £170 for something it's supposed to be super detailed, and the fact that they put cheap nasty crap on it for something that price, it shouldn't have been. And this black one that wants to, can you you're not sitting on me. You can go up on the windowsill, I don't mind you doing that. Go up on the windowsill. So he actually did take a look at that diesel shunter, and to be honest, I'm not impressed myself when I looked at it through his video, and I liked his stuff. He's got lots of trains, thousands and thousands of trains he's got on his shelves and around his bookcases and everything else. He must have saved all these trains up from his young childhood through before he's adult. Because I haven't got that much trains. I've probably got about 20 or 30 trains, but I haven't got much as his has. Probably got spare parts from each unit. Right, the mood, mister. Don't try to do anything on me. Listen to you. Trying to do a video, you know. But as I said, yes, detail on locos on this at the moment. I'm not impressed with Howden stuff as what I've seen on shelves and prices. And obviously Hornby done this back in 2002, 2006. No, it was 2006 this model came out. It's called the Good Master Set. And I remember my mum buying it for me for one Christmas. And I remember this train because obviously the wagons I put onto it. And this was just before the year I actually had my surgery done to my head. And this loco, that year before I had my surgery done on my head because of my brain tumour I had, this loco is what got me into the hobby in the first place. Now the detail, as I'll quickly show you, just to put it out gently, as you can see, I did glue this one back together because it was a spare parts from the old body, but I basically just soldered it together. It wasn't too difficult. But yes, this was only, what, when I bought this, it only cost me 20 quid, so it wasn't a lot. But for detail wise, for 20 quid, it's not too bad. Yes, it's a toy, but it's fun. You know, it gives you a bit of fun, it gives you a different experience to how to use it, and it's got a bit of fun in the end, and that's what matters. This hobby is about just enjoying yourself, just to check your bank account before you go and spend a fortune on a train, because I made that mistake with the end of last month, I think. No, last month was September, wasn't it? Crikey, time's going on quickly this year. So I bought a train, was the Flying Scotsman, and obviously beforehand I bought a bunch of games, 150 quid and then a 89. So I had 100 that was left over, saved up. So it wasn't a lot. But for this loco, for a beginner set, you're not going to go wrong with it. And maybe if you're a more serious modeler, just to save up another one to get maybe 4 or 5 of them and double head each other, and then maybe weather them around the toy body of the train, and you know, make them look a little bit more realistic as much as you can, and maybe fit some holes to the, you know, around the body. You can actually put working little lamps around the side, and you get some little weathering details around the handrails and things like that. You can make it look far more realistic than some people seem to think. For something that's 15-20 quid, you can't go wrong with it. At least it's liable, it runs a whole lot longer, and some more expensive trains I had problems in the past, like the Flying Scotsman I had several years ago. That was a problem, and the Class 170 I had. Nice train, but after a few months it didn't last much longer, but it's a shame because I really like that train, but they don't seem to make it anymore, so I don't know what to do.